I have a deposition that has been requested by the opposing side. Um, so do I also contact the attorney on our side to make a plan? It's first time for deposition from the other side. So what's kind of the process with that?
Yeah, they first of all, they will notify your attorneys, of the deposition and the time and the place. They're going to try to first get the agreement of the time and the place. That's what will happen first. And of course, they'll subpoena all your records. Okay. So make sure everything's correct because once it goes out, it goes out. That's it. So make sure everything's correct and filled out right. And then remember, if you do add anything, you can add to notes, but you cannot add to notes after you've done them on a different day and make it look like it's that same day. That's fraud.
Right, you got
You
to do
can
an
add it.
amendment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just write in the date and initial it. Added this in and this was the date and who initial it the date. That's no problem.
Yep.
Okay. So that's all the natural stuff that happened. Have they told you the location of when it's going to happen?
Zoom call.
Oh, okay. Zoom call.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was wondering, since you're in Florida, what's kind of your going rate that you charge for that? Kind of
Yeah.
get a ballpark.
Yeah. And what do you do with cost? Now remember who's paying for this is the defense.
Right.
Your attorney's not paying for this, it's the defense. And you want to get a check in advance of an estimated time. You want to get a check in advance for the estimated time it's going to take. Now the cost, it's called doorway to doorway is the cost. That's that's a saying. Now with the advent of Zoom, that's not as relevant, but doorway to doorway means you charge from the minute you leave your door to go do a deposition to the minute you come back to your door. That's what
Mhm.
doorway to doorway means. So that's how you bill time wise. Okay. Now, obviously, that's not going to be as relevant with Zoom. As soon as you start Zoom, that door you started. Okay. So what do you charge for a deposition? Depositions are totally regional based, totally regional based. So how you want to find out the average fee for a deposition is a couple ways. Number one, ask your attorney. Number one, he's dealing with it all. Your ask your patient's attorney what's the common fee, hourly fee for a deposition. Just ask him. Ask your attorney first. Number two, you could call down to the Trial Lawyers Association. Make sure when you do, you say for a chiropractor, you do not want to be charging a fee that a neurosurgeon charges. Don't get caught in that trap. I had a doctor do that one time. He charged $4,000, and there's no way in hell he should have charged $4,000. And he goes, well, and I asked him, I said, why did you do that? Well, the reason is he pissed off the attorney. The attorney came to me and he was pissed off. Well, guess what he just did with referrals from that attorney? He just killed him.
Of course.
So the attorney asked me, was pissed off and came to me. And I asked him, I said, why'd you do that? He goes, well, that's what the neurosurgeons charge. I'm like,
Okay.
you're not a damn neurosurgeon. That's one hell of a specialty compared to a chiropractor. So make sure when you ask in terms of a chiropractor. What's
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
So
that's how
with
you get the
the
fee.
um, so this was an interesting case because the patient ended up moving before they even got to their first progress exam. So he had only finished like 10 visits, which is surprising that they would even want to do a deposition with that little of care. Um, so I'm just going to have to, obviously prepare because for, a lot of questions, like I can't comment on that because, only had the initial exam, but I can comment on what I found initially. Um, but I would assume that I'm just going to review the normal questions, the deposition questions, or since it's from the other side, are there any particular things that are common that they're going to come after.
Yeah. Well, number one, you're not going to be controlling it. Like if it was your patient with your attorney, you would get together and have your attorney walk you through, the 110 questions of how to deliver a deposition. Well, that's not the case in this situation because they're in control of it. So they're going to be asking the questions first, and then they're essentially going to control, and they're just going to come after you. So look at the question, the preemptive strike questions and the attack questions in our deposition, and that's what they're going to challenge you on. So remember, they'll challenge. What do they typically challenge? First, they'll challenge the results. Okay, they'll challenge it, and they'll challenge that in the way of is it medically accepted or something like that, and then they'll challenge the person themselves. Are they doing other things? Did they go to their social media and collect pictures of them being active, doing all kinds of other things that they, said and that they couldn't do? That's a huge one in today. Uh, they'll challenge uh, chiropractic, the legitimacy of chiropractic to some degree, and they'll challenge you. Those are the four challenges that they'll go after. How much they go after each one is totally dependent on that attorney and how strong the attorney is. I found in the beginning, especially with you, you're not like an expert witness or anything like that. I found that they typically pick one venue, maybe partial two. They won't hit all four of them. That's what I just found.
Okay.
And then they'll go after those.
Yeah. Okay.
Just review all the questions and answers, especially all the attack questions relative to you, chiropractic, the patient, and the findings. That's all.